Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm Carrie and today we're going to have another card making tutorial. I hope you enjoy watching. My daughter recently gave me this box of cards and their inspirational quotes that are on them, and I just think in my videos in future I'm going to share one of these at the start of each video and hopefully we'll all be inspired by them. So I'm just going to choose the first one off the top, which says, "No one is perfect. That's why pencils have erasers." Actually, that one is very fitting, I think, isn't it, for the craft room? But I have had a look at a few of them since you gave them to me, and they're not all related to to crafting or anything like that, but they've been very nice. I recently made this card, which I really love. And if you haven't seen the video, I'll link it below in the description box. But I had been wondering how I could do a similar design, but I wanted to have it inked up. But obviously I not only needed to have ink in the background, I also needed to have it in the foreground. And I was thinking, how am I going to do that? So the other evening in bed, I came up with the idea that what I could do is I could do it with the alcohol inks on the Yupo paper, and I could lift a print and I could do it twice. So therefore I would have the same image on each piece of paper. So that's what we're going to do today. I have a piece of Yupo paper here, and this is the multivarious cardstock, which I've just cut down to the size of this particular die that I'm going to use, which is an old Sizzix die that I've had in my stash for a large number of years. Now, I did look on the Sizzix website and it doesn't seem to be on there, but if you were looking for it, I don't know, you might be lucky on eBay or Amazon or somewhere else. I'm going to use this Lavinia stamp. She's the large Ariel and maybe just one of the little Hares. But the reason I cut this cardstock down to the size is because I wanted to have it previously cut, although this is going to cut it out anyway. But I needed to have the other one the same size so that when I pull the print, I'm able to align it properly and get the same print, hopefully, on each piece of card. Now I'm going to be using some alcohol inks, and I've chosen these 4 colours. I've got that beautiful dark bottle green, I've got the Monsoon, the pink sherbet, and boysenberry. Now I may or I may not use them all, but I'll definitely use at least 3 out of them anyway. So I've also got my alcohol blending solution and my alcohol lifting and my brayer, which is a fairly large one. The reason I have such a large brayer is because my gel plate is fairly big, so I kind of got the larger one to go with it. Anyway, without further ado, we'll go ahead and we'll pop some of these beautiful colours down. I was going to say I should be concentrating more down here, but I think that that'll be okay. Yeah, we'll use all 4 because I love the green. Now I'm going to come in with the alcohol blending solution, and I'm going to just pop a couple of little bits of that here and there. I kind of don't want it all to blend into a muddy puddle, so I'm not going to overboard with that. And I'm going to come in with this, I think, and just do a little bit here and there. Like I said, not wanting to mix the colours out too much, but at the same time, just leaving this lovely impression. And you can really have a play around with that and add more, and it's just it's fun. I love it. Maybe a bit more pink. And a bit more of the blending solution. And you can keep playing around as long as you like until you have it the way you want it to look. And I think that that's beautiful now. I'm quite happy. Yeah, I think that's a nice variation in colour there. So what I want to do now is I want to leave this dry completely. So I'm just going to leave that dry. Could come in with the heat gun, but I think I'll just go and have a cup of coffee while I'm waiting. So I did actually come in there with my heat gun and I just gave it a blast to make sure that it was dry. So the next thing I want to do is come in with my alcohol lift ink, and I might actually come in this way, I think. And I'm going to run a nice bit of that just right across the top of it there. And I'm going to come in with my brayer and run that down. Now, I've got my 2 pieces of multivarious cardstock, and I'm using the smoother side. So I think I'm going to come in and use it from the corner here. I'm lining it up. And then I'm going to pop that down. Give it a good rub, and hopefully I'll get a nice lift from this. Looking forward to seeing how it turns out. Yeah, that's quite nice. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So I'm going to come back in again now and basically do the same thing. The second piece of card, and again I'm going up to the corner to align it. so that hopefully I'll get more or less the same print. Now this one I would imagine is going to be a lot lighter, but it'll still, everything will still be in the same place. Fingers crossed. So there we go. Yeah, that turned out better than I thought. And this piece of Yupo paper won't be wasted either. I can either do the same again, come and pull some more prints from it, or I can just clean it off and start over, or I can come and add more ink again on top of it. So there's no waste there, it can be used over and over. And maybe we will do that in another project. I'm just coming in with a baby wipe and I'm going to rub that down. And I'm also going to clean off my brayer. It's important to look after your tools because they're expensive to replace, and if you look after them properly, they last a lifetime, most of them. Now, so I've got my two beautiful prints there. They may not be exactly the same, but yeah, it's there, so I can work with that. Now what I need to do is decide which one I want to use for the background and which one for the foreground. But first of all, I'm going to come in my stamping platform. I want to pop my beautiful Lavinia stamp Ariel. Sorry, I'm running away with myself. I'm going to pop my piece of cardstock into the corner. And then I'm coming in with beautiful Ariel by Lavinia. I'm going to pop her there. And where's my little Hare gone? Yeah, and this has happened before. He stuck himself onto the back of this. And I know he's just one of the mini hares. I'm not sure what name he has or anything because, again, I've had him for a lot of years and I don't have the packaging. I should always keep the packaging. If I don't have the packaging, then I just completely forget what things are. Anyway, I'm waffling on again. So we go ahead and pick the stamps up. And then I'm coming in with my Versafine Claire in Nochturn. Yeah, that's perfect. I'm going to leave my stamps where they are. And I'm coming back in with my second piece of cardstock. And again, making sure it's placed into the corner so that I'm going to get my stamps in the same place as the first print. Okay, so there we have it. Our two beautiful prints. Now I'm just gonna clean that down. Just a drop of water. So next I need to decide, as I said, which one goes in the front and which goes in the back. Now I think I'm going to put the lighter print in the front, so that's the one that I'm going to cut out with the die. So I'm just going to run that through my Gemini machine and I'll be back. So that seems to have cut all the way through very nicely. I'm going to just tap that out. So I want to be careful removing this so that I don't warp it too much. Yep, popped out very easily. May seem like a daft thing to do, to print it up and then cut most of it out, but if you've watched the last video, you'll know it'll all make sense in a minute. Now I've also gone ahead and I've cut this same die cut out twice, and I've layered them on top of each other, stuck them together, because I want to give this one a bit of depth. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put down some ink and I'm going to layer this one on top as well. So I think that that's enough, and I just want to pop that down over it. It's really a drop of glue on these little pieces that potentially would stick up is the most important, and around the edges. I'm just going to pop that over it so that I can press it down. So the next thing I want to do is I want to pop it down over the background, and I have it upside down, do I? I have it upside down. So I think you can see there what I'm at. And I'm absolutely thrilled to bits with the way that's coming out. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some of this very thin tape that very thankfully a subscriber of mine recently told me, I didn't realise you'd get it so, so narrow. But I found it there recently, so thank you so much for that. And the frame around this one is a little bit thicker, so the last one that I did, the frame was very, very thin. It kind of made it very difficult. So there we go, and I think it'll be enough to just have the glue on the outside. Again, I'm going in upside down. Oh, Lord. Now, so I need to get the alignment correct on this. Which is sort of looking good about there. Now, the reason I put it on before I put it on the card base was it just allows me to come in now with my scissors and trim that down. Just another piece there. So there we go. Next I'm going to pop that onto my card base. So that's the 5x7 card base, and I think I want to come in and put a bit of colour around the edge. So I'm going to use my Versafine Claire, and the colour is Monarch. So I'm just going to pop that piece of paper down here to protect the back of the card. And I'm going to ink that up. And I don't want it all to be blended and perfect. I want it to kind of look like that so that it matches in with the alcohol inks a bit better, I think. Just popping my lid down there, and got some ink on my fingers. I've done quite well, I think, considering I've no gloves with the alcohol inks. Usually end up everywhere with me. Anyway, yeah. Just before I destroy my project, give that a wipe down. There we go. Yeah, I'll be happy with that. Just want to pop a bit of double-sided tape. And the reason I wouldn't come in and use glue with this is because of the alcohol inks and stuff. I don't want to kind of mess about with anything. And also I can seep through. That card base isn't too heavy. I think it's 250 GSM. Don't want ink to end up anywhere that we don't need it. Yeah, I think that looks good there. So there we go. I'm very, very pleased with the way this card has turned out. It's exactly what I wanted, and it was worth the sleepless nights trying to figure out how I was going to do it, I must say. And I'm loving that everything is kind of lining up behind and in front. And I hope you've enjoyed watching, because I certainly have enjoyed making this card. And again, thank you so much.